Go. And sorry for that temporary hiccup. Not sure how it affected the video file, but we're back in action here with some riflemen moving up on an MG42, and they're going to do some suppression, but it looks like a grenade gets in there. We also adjusted Ruber's voice level, so he should be able to hear him a little clearer now. And that nade comes in, and the rifles are going to do a long flank around the woods. By that time, he's moved.
Looks like Vine's going for Ostwin first. Pretty questionable with the amount of fuel that Akula has.
Yeah, it's going to be hard countered by a Sherman in short order, I'm sure. Or Jackson would do the trick, of course. But we'll see if it can, he might be able to get a little bit of a shock value and do a little bit of damage, but other than that, I don't suspect it'll do much. Kind of a questionable choice, as you said. So the Ostwind's going to move to the north and try and do some damage on these rifles, capturing his precious fuel. And they open up. The rifles do have vet one, so they might be able to get a rifle nade in. But oh, they should get out of there. They got the nade in, and away they go. Down to one man, and dead. That negative cover is what killed him. But at least he'll have to hobble back to base.
Well, there's that shock value in play.
Exactly. Looks like some rifles are moving out the middle. Oh, down goes a single member of the machine gun team, and there's a smoke grenade again. Big flank coming up.
If you look down south, line seems to set some S-mines to cover that munitions point.
That's right. And looks like that Ostwin limped over to the middle. And another grenade coming in. In the north, we've got rifles versus Askrens, and they're going to throw grenades. I don't think Akula's aware of it. And they're in green cover, though, so they're not going to do much. Down to 3 men on each. Down to 1 man on the Askrens, and unfortunately, Akula retreated. Bad move I made there.
Ryan should realign his pack to cover his damaged Ostwin. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, where's that pack? Oh, way back there. Yeah, that's a bit odd. And here comes the Sherman, unfortunately, for line. And he rushes. He's going to rush the pack down. Looks like that MG survived 2 shots. And now finally the Sherman will target the Ostwin. Gets 1 shot in rear armor. And the pack's hitting him. Interesting battle here. And line lost a squad somewhere. No, the pack's really doing a lot of damage. And, oh, the Sherman takes a wayward shot at the wrong unit. And will he get that last shot off?
Oh.
No, limps away. That was unfortunate.
Oh, a wasted opportunity, unfortunately.
Indeed. I mean, would you have basically thrown the Sherman away to ensure the kill, or would you have tried to escape there?
I don't think it would have been a waste if, well,
like if it's guaranteed to die, basically, is it worth the trade?
I think it's worth the trade considering how much fuel the Ost tier player has set back.
True.
Even if you do lose the Sherman.
I guess my thinking was the Sherman. I'm not scared of the Ostwin now that I've got a Sherman out, so I'm gonna let it live at this point without risking the Sherman, because I can engage it, live to fight another day. If it was a P4, I probably would have thrown the Sherman away to kill it. In the north, the captain is going to be chased off by Grens, MG, and Pack, so good combined arms usage by Line of Blood there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Again, the fuel's falling in the south. Line of Blood sits at 81 fuel, Akula at 12 as he's building another Sherman. And he hits the S-mines that Ruber mentioned. Clever ploy by Line of Blood. Looks like they're going to just head down south into these Panzergrens and avoid the S-mines. And away go the PGs.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
If Akio continues to fight from the south and move up north, he needs to be careful with that retreat path because he might run through those S mines.
Yeah, that's a good point. And looks like an AT gun out from Akula and a Sherman moving. Oh, the repaired Sherman is coming from the north, heading down south to reinforce things there, but probably should have went to the north because there's some Grens capping the VP. And looks like a second Sherman and a second AT gun are out versus a single Ostwind at this time in terms of armor. Ostwind moving down to engage those rifles. I don't believe they have a bazooka on them, so they're going to retreat, and yes, they're going to go through the S mines, but there's some rear echelons there. Let's see what happens. And they mostly don't harm. Austin taking some bazooka shots. Looks like the Sherman's going through the middle. Pack's firing, and the Ostwind is in trouble now. This is going to be a big play here, I recall, as I mentioned to Gruber what happens. Here comes the two Shermans moving up on the Ostwind, and it looks like the AT is going to scramble from the north, head down there. Down goes the Ostwind. No, this isn't the point I was thinking of. There's going to be a point at some point here. You're going to see a big play, that a big error on my part that basically turns the tide of battle here. And the Shermans are now being used to run over any remaining mines at the munitions point. And Blood is capping some munitions and a strat point in the north. And Akula is moving his captain back up there, probably for the VP. Ambulance sitting in the base now, along with a major. Here comes the Shermans into mid, but there is an AT gun, two AT guns, and a Shrek'd up squad. Oh, big hit on the, not sure what he hit, Shrek, but the Shrek's going to chase down that limping tank.
Sherman barely makes it alive with destroyed gun.
Yes, indeed. He's going to continue to chase it. He's got to go. And there it goes. He's going to want to get the PGs out. Wow, very lucky to get that PG out if he does. Looks like some rifles are facing off against two Pioneer squads. Interesting matchup. Oh, a grenade goes in, kills two. But looks like the rifles are going to want to get out of there. Meanwhile, in the south, it looks like a Panzer IV is moving in. He's got bazookas against him, though, and another Sherman. The other Sherman's repairing. And, oh, pack shot comes in and misses. And the Sherman's going to have to back off due to the pack fire. Looks like two packs are going to be lost, though. The coolest packs are going down to, as he was occupied there in the south. I was occupied. Not a good play there. Bad positioning of the packs of the 57 millimeters. Some Pyos getting shredded by a captain in the north.
The game's mood seems to have shifted since Line of Blood seems to have heavily damaged Akula's two Shermans and decrewed two of his pack guns.
Indeed, he's going to steal one.
Line of Blood still has two packs in the field, so it's going to prove the hardest hell to break through.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
He's got his forces concentrated at mid. And some rear echelon capping the munitions in the north.
It's like Line
Go
has taken one of Akula's anti-tank guns as if he needed even more.
Indeed, he's got three now at mid, which is just overkill if anything. Both Shermans are repaired and ready to go. And back at the base, popped healing. Some double vet. Oh, there goes a grenade off on the PGs, but they dodge and take a little bit of damage. They're probably going to throw a counter grenade. Nope. He's going to back off with the bar and the Shrek and the Zook squad. Probably going to retreat there. There they go.
It seems that even though he didn't throw a grenade, the ability is still recharging on that Panzer Grenadier squad.
Probably
Panzer Shreks.
Had that odd situation where you throw it and move them, and then it still charges you.
Yeah,
Very
Unfortunate.
bad bug.
Especially for 45 munitions exhaust here.
Exactly. 2 Shermans pounding away at this squad in the south. And here comes that point where things do not go good for myself. I move up here. I see the pack. I see the Sherman.
What is
Yeah,
going on?
and both tanks are decrewed. I scramble and panic here and get them both in. What I wanted to do was back away immediately as soon as I saw the pack and the Panzer, but I got delayed majorly by the stupid play there, and down goes one of the Shermans. Now the other one gets hung up on the victory point and backs away. And the P4 gives chase. Blood smartly moves his PGs down. And that other Sherman is going to go down, I believe. Unless it pulls off a miracle. Nope, down it goes. Another Sherman arriving on the scene, but unfortunately the P4 is still full health. And it's going to back away. So a big win there for Line of Blood.
It's gonna be hard for Akula to come back with 1 Sherman against, let's say, 3 AT guns and 1 Panzer IV.
Blood has 129 fuel versus Akula's 73. I think my best bet at this time is just to avoid the mid with those AT guns there. Fuel cache going up for Akula. And none for Line at this time. Massive rifle blob moving towards the north by the looks of it. LMG shredding that squad out front there. And they're going to pull a quick retreat. Not a single loss to the Grens until now where they go down. Bad rifle nade fires right over top of the riflemen. And they're all now moving up on this 4-man PG squad. They're going to have to retreat. In comes the P4 to the rescue.
Line's going a little bit overboard with the AT, 3 AT guns and 2 shreked up Panzer Grenadier squads.
Yeah, he's very worried about Shermans for some reason. Here comes some sort of artillery barrage on the, looks like a plane strafe on the Panzer IV. Let's see what it can do. In come the rockets, pounding it and killing it, and taking out half of an MG team. Very nice.
Damn. That Panzer IV got nuked.
Sure did. A little bit of damage on it, and the P-47 strafe finished it. And now it's just hunting for more targets. You gotta love that. 240 munitions, so it should do something. Sadly, sometimes it does nothing.
Looks like Line's saving up for a Tiger just to seal the deal.
Indeed. Tiger is a tough unit for the Americans, unfortunately. Shermans do not fare well against the Tiger. Akula now. Yeah, just the 1 fuel cache and 1 fuel point, whereas Line has the north point. So the Line has a plus 29 income. Akula has a plus 26 at the moment. That plane still hovering.
At the very least, it's giving line of sight.
Exactly. It was very useful for that time it did fly over. Just gave me an idea of what's up there.
Looks like Akula's anticipating a Tiger or some sort of heavy armor. He's going for a Jackson.
Indeed. In the south, the Pios are going to retreat very quickly as they face 2 squads, and a Sherman's coming in to support. VP's at 329 for Line, 293 for Akula. And not a whole lot happening at this time, so any thoughts at this point in the game in terms of what either player should be doing at this point?
Lime seems to be going the right path and getting a tiger just to seal the deal.
Here it comes.
Yeah, here comes the monster.
And here comes the Jackson.
Akula's gonna have to be very careful with that Jackson with multiple packs out.
In the north, a triple vet captain versus a double vet LMG Gren. Not going to be good for the captain because he's got two bazookas, so he's going to have to retreat.
We are losing a sector.
Lots of territory in the south falling. And the Tiger's going to head down there with an MG to support. Looks like the Sherman is heading to the north, gets a shot in on the Grens, taking them down to 2 men, and they retreat quickly. Both sides choosing not to engage their armor with each other at this time.
Tiger tanks are now available to you, Commander. Use them well.
Switching back to Akula's point of view for the time being. Looks like we've got some units in the south, really trying to hold that south VP, and in the north we've got the Sherman parked up there and a rifle moving in to support. So line's gone super defensive at this time. He's just happy to sit back and try and lock down the mid and then extend out and grab either of the southern or northern VPs. And in the south is an interesting battle. We've got some shreked up PGs versus 2 rifle squads.
Line laid another S minefield.
Big grenade on the
VP.
PGs, and they go down to 2 men. Yes, he did. Here comes the Tiger to the south. And Akula's got an AT and a Jackson in the south, anticipating this Tiger. And he's got bazookas as well. Tiger backs away immediately from a single bazooka.
Hardly what I would call terrifying, but Jackson's
Exactly.
here. So this might change up the battle.
In the north, it looks like the Sherman and the rifles are going to try and hold that VP. And in the south, the Tiger is timid and will stay back for now. Triple vet on those Panzer Grenadiers with the Shreks. Very good thing to have. In terms of veterancy, Akula's got a triple vet captain, a triple vet rifle, and a double vet rifle. And Line has a triple vet PG, a double vet MG, and a double vet Gren, as well as an AT with some vet. That MG's firing away at those 2 squads, and they're going to have to pull back now. So we're in a bit of a standoff at this time. But those PGs are going to prove invaluable against, very good to have against a Jackson. AT readjusting to have a look down the road.
Jackson seems to have revealed himself.
Indeed, with a wayward shot. And the rifles are going to have to retreat.
No infantry covering those 2 dedicated anti-tank
Jackson hits the Tiger, but here comes a PG squad. He hits the Jackson, and the Jackson is now reversing at full speed. He's going to try and pull out of there, but they're going to get another shot off, possibly. Yes, and the Tiger finishes him off. AT can't escape.
Insult to injury, engine damage.
AT had 2 men and low health, so it was just easily to finish off by the Tiger, unfortunately. Looks like another Jackson on the way, as Line caps the strap point in front of the base. In the north, an MG42 is engaging the triple vet captain, but he's going to be flanked by some rifles. Already
Tiger's
going off.
heading up north. Going for that Sherman.
Sherman gets a shot in. Tiger down to half health. Probably should have stayed in that fight and engaged that tiger as I back away there.
Sherman 75mm surprisingly effective against tigers.
Down goes the MG in the north. Good flank there.
Bit of an odd thing. The 57mm that Line of Blood has is occupied by Panzer Grenadiers.
Interesting. Guess he really wanted to grab that. He might have thought that there was rifles coming up on him, so he just had to grab it and get it out of there, I guess. Now this Jackson is unfortunately up near some infantry, not going to do much. And things are slowly fading here for Akula. We're about 3/4 in now. Rocket from the Panzer Grenadiers hits the rifles, kills a man in the north. And the tiger is on the prowl. Hit with a bazooka. Unfortunately, those rifles are in negative cover. They're capping. And they're going to decap and likely pull a retreat. There they go. In the south, there's an MG firing, and the captain charges in like a reckless madman. And they both have to retreat. And if we look at line, he's sitting at he's getting close to second tiger. If he ever lost that one, he could almost call another tiger out. Almost. So Akula's got the two pieces of armor in the right side. Just needs an opportunity to engage this tiger when it's not supported by those PGs. And Akula's back-tech to lieutenant at this point. Interesting choice I made there. The lieutenant offering a few good units, I suppose. Could put down some M20 mines. Tiller mine going down the north. Lots of vetted rifles heading to the south, along with an HMG team and a lieutenant. And some other rifles spreading to the north with the two pieces of armor. And Line is moving his Grand Blob with his PGs to the mid area. AT gun firing on the lieutenant squad as they cap the munitions. This time Akula is aware that there's an MG there, so we'll see what the approach is. Maybe a smoke grenade will come in. There goes the smoke. And looks like both tanks are heading to the south, anticipating the arrival of the Tiger. Here comes the Tiger tank, pointing at the lieutenant. Now it's aiming down towards the rifle squad, running over a guy. And he's going to try and get the AT nade in there. One bounces, second one looks like it bounced as well. And lieutenant's going to go down. No, he manages to retreat. Tank's coming down. He's going to face off against some PGs. PG's down to one man. And looks like HMG supporting Tiger taking two shots. He's probably going to try and move those PGs in, but the HMG is there to cover. Another shot by the Jackson. And the Tiger's going to have to back off. Cool, again going for the north VP. Not much up there to cover it. There's an AT gun unsupported, and then an MG up on the field point. That AT's in trouble.
Line of Blood seems to be neglecting his AT advantage when combating other tanks. He's employing them in a more defensive position rather than using them to support his Tiger.
Lots of units in the middle. One big shot and those rifles get shredded in under 3 seconds. Unfortunately, they would have retreated right through some S-mines as well. Looks like Akula grabbing both VPs now. But he's down to 101. Line seems to be debating what he's going to do next. Sending the Tiger to the north. Probably assuming that's the weak spot. Go clean up whatever's up there. Looks like Kula's got enough fuel for another Jackson at any time. Just needs some manpower. Good HMG placement there by Line. 50 cal firing off at these PGs and Pioneers.
A capture point is under attack.
Up top side some Zooks, but oh, there's another rifleman squad.
A little bit of bazooka damage in there, but not going to do a hell of a lot. And looks like the captain's going to retreat. Here comes another rifle squad, already coming in though. Very wise move there. And these rifles are going to retreat, and the Tiger's going to be relatively unscathed, down to about 90% health. Kula's down to 100 points, and Line has defenses in both the north and not a lot in the mid other than the S-mines. And the south is pretty much locked down. Here comes Jackson through the mid. I don't know what exactly it's doing. It's going to get shot by that AT if it goes out there. Nope, just going to skirt it. Here comes some healed up triple vet rifles again. And looks like the Tiger and the Jackson might duel here. Major charging in for no good reason and dying. Jackson's going to get a shot at the ass of this Tiger. No, it decides to shoot at the PGs instead. Unfortunate. Hold fire might have been a good idea there. Oh, Jackson takes 3 shots from the PGs and quickly escapes. So it's very difficult to engage this Tiger with these PG support. Very challenging, I'm finding. And these rifles are probably going to get an AT grenade off on the Tiger and damages the engine and manage the retreat. And the North VP is falling once again. So the Tiger is sort of temporarily out of action. Come the triple vet PGs against a single rifle squad. Here comes a Sherman from the south. Grenade, punishing grenade on the PGs. They're probably both going to want to retreat. Big shot from the Tiger on the Sherman. As the Sherman wasn't aware that he was there. And looks like the PGs might get a shot off on the Sherman as the Sherman backs up right into Tiger fire.
About to fall.
He's trapped in between a Tiger and a PG, and there he goes. So that might seal the deal. Down goes the PGs in the north by the looks of it. No, he might survive. I don't know what he's doing there. One man on each, and they both escape.
A dropped Shrek in a bar on the VP.
Indeed. Oh, and down goes the rifle. Unlucky there. There's a bazooka. One shot from the bolt-action rifle. Things winding down now as we take a look at the mini-map. Kula's got a lieutenant, a captain, a rifle, 2 HMGs, and 2 Jacksons. Line meanwhile has 2 PGs, 2 Grens, 2 HMGs, 3 packs, and the mighty Tiger. It's a lot of packs he's got, so doesn't have to worry about the mid falling. With the he's only got 1 AT there now, but 2 mine detectors heading to the middle to clear that up.
Pack seems to be setting off these S mines.
HMG taking up residence in the church without me realizing that it's super low health. So not a good move there. Triple vet rifles coming into support. But he's got a pack and an MG working together. He knows I don't have Artie, so he can put an MG next to a pack like that, no problem. Tiger backing itself up. 2 Jacksons now firing, but unfortunately they can't quite see the Tiger.
Church just collapsed.
Yep. There's the triple vet versus the Panzer Shreks, and they're going to retreat. Oh, and down they go. PG's down. Akula's got enough for another rocket strafe against this Tiger. And here it comes. This could be a game changer. Jackson's shooting but not penetrating.
Weak Jackson, moving forward.
There they go.
Oh, there it goes.
Comes the rocket strafe. 3 rockets, 4 rockets. Oh, and the Tiger survives. Unbelievable. And down goes a Jackson. Wow, that could have been a game changer, but no dice. Here comes the Jackson. Moving through the north. All the rifles are reinforced back at base, and the PG looks like a 3-man Gren squad for some reason. There it is, 4-man. And a PG moving out of Line's base to reinforce that center hard point he's got. Looks like the Jackson's going to take a little drive around to try and find the Tiger. But Line can see it because it's through enemy territory, and he adjusts the AT gun easily. Now more rockets coming in on the Tiger.
Here comes the Fost.
Yep, there's the Fost, and that'll be the end of the Jackson. So a good play by Line. Last ditch effort by the Jackson. Couldn't hunt down the Tiger. Here comes the Tiger to finish off the Jackson at about 40% health. And that is GG with only 1 Jackson left on the field. Rifle grenade coming in. And AT hitting the Jackson. It's going to back off. Not much left to happen here, as the VPs have just ran out on Akula. 35 remain. Here comes the Gren / PG into the north. Grenade out onto the MG team, taking it down to 1 man. Both rifles are down to 2 men, 1 retreating, going to get out of there. The second one may or may not make it. Because the HMG survived that grenade, it's going to probably kill them. Yes, it does. Here comes a Faust on the Jackson, likely. Unfortunately, it's backed up against a wall. And down goes the Jackson. I think the care levels were low at that point, and Akula calls GG. 25 points remaining.
Tiger really paid for itself that match.
Sure did. Let's have a look at the stats on that. 27 kills, 26 infantry, and 1 vehicle killed. So your analysis, what could Akula have done differently? What did Line do right?
Um, what could Akula have done? Let's see.
Aside
Akula
from
did
better micro, obviously.
Akula did very well early game. With great map control. The thing is, as Americans, you want to push your foe on the ground as hard as you can, especially for a Wehrmacht player, considering that their late game is well, not impossible to beat, but hard as hell to push back.
Exactly.
Akula, I think his doctrine choice was a bit questionable, airborne doctrine. While the P-47 striking run was undoubtedly good for the most part,
It was the only
some
thing
other
he used.
abilities were seldom used, like calling in paratroopers, the para-dropped MG. Line did well by winning the game, but he could have done much better. In many engagements, he didn't send any of his packs to support his tire pushing through. He could have won like any tank engagement so long as he was supported by these very powerful anti-tank guns.
Right. And playback over. So all in all, not a bad game. Probably one of the more interesting games, stretching out to 50 minutes. I think most games we've seen have been sub 30 minutes or so. So a little bit longer of a match here. Any final thoughts, Ruber?
It was actually a very interesting game because at multiple points the game could have shifted easily due to the Tiger almost dying in some instances, but somehow just making out with a sliver of life left.
Right. So some real cliffhangers. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back with round 4 action, semi-final action. We've got Calvaro against Line of Blood now that Akula has been pushed into the losers bracket. And in the losers bracket, we've got one match pending with Canadian, I believe, and War Doctor. And then beyond that, a few more matches to sort out the losers bracket to see who will be returning to face off either Calvaro or Line. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the flip side.